actions that the Bank of Ghana has taken in recent times?
Our concerns, our major concern is that the Bank of Ghana has not treated Unibank and the shareholders of Unibank justifiably, at all, because Bank of Ghana appointed an official administrator, or Bank of Ghana before then, had identified some weaknesses in the bank, and based on that, they appointed an official administrator, to look at things and those type of things. We were hoping that after the official administrator to work, the shareholders' attention will be brought into the issues that have been picked up, and then allow the shareholder or request the shareholder to try to make amends or deal with the issues, giving some time frame or what. And if after that, the shareholder is unable to rectify the things or the issues that have been raised by the official administrator, and then action is taken, then that is justifiable. But here, the official administrator submitted this report. The shareholder asked for a copy of the report that was not given, and then all of a sudden, the Bank of Ghana took an action. And in fact, for me personally, what pains me is that the Bank of Ghana was up to date, did not even write to tell the shareholder that based on our investigation, this is the action that we're going to take. The shareholders heard about the decisions that the Bank of Ghana took on the radio through the press statement, which means that the Bank of Ghana completely just ignored, the shareholder and went about, to do whatever that it wants to. Now the question is, if you look at the very act which permitted them to appoint official administrator, and the section 115, 114 that we are talking about, that section says that in a situation like Unibank found itself, the official administrator or the Bank of Ghana should ask the shareholders, should release or give additional shares to the shareholders as a way of recapitalizing the bank. And after that, if the shareholders were unable to purchase the new shares that we granted to them, they should sell the additional shares to other potential shareholders, and those. None of these things was taken. And then the bank was, in fact, the way they went back, it's not a dissolution of actually it's an expropriation of a private asset, without giving the owners any chance at all, to deal with it. So that's the concern of the shareholder.
When you say expropriation, what do you mean?
It means that somebody has got an asset. Of course, you are a regulator, okay, and then you said that you found some weaknesses in the bank. You appointed somebody to come and have a look. That person did his work. He submitted a report. A copy of the report was not given to the shareholder. So as we said now, other than those reports that has been leaked into the media and those type of things, the shareholder officially does not know what the KPMG found. And based on that, you collapse the bank, and not only collapse it, you merge it with other bank with some different reasons, and they immediately establish a bank again, to take over the assets and the liabilities of Unibank. What description can you give to this type of action?
Right. So your disagreement with the Bank of Ghana is that the Bank of Ghana, first of all, did not fully exhaust the options available to them before they decided to collapse the bank.
Yes,
and that is tantamount to just taking someone's private property.
Yes, that's it. And that is not according to the rules and regulations. And constitutionally, if you read the Ghana Constitution, you cannot do that to any private asset.
But did the Bank of Ghana not fully exhaust some of these measures in the 2 years preceding March 2018 when the administrator was appointed in the first place?
Well, let me tell you, from May last year, they were, as usual, the Bank of Ghana came for their regular banking supervision and those type of things. Now, the May exercise that they undertook, the bank did not get the report until 15th of August, when the report came. Yeah. When the report came, was delivered on 15th of August, a number of loans had been impaired, downgraded, which caused the capital adequacy ratio to reduce drastically from 10.7 at that time to about 8.17 or that. All right. Even before the bank could look at what is happening and try to amend, towards the end of August. Another same supervision, the same team came again, did the same work as they did in May, and selected the same loans, and downgraded it again. It followed again in September, they did that. On October, they did that. So between May and October, about 4, inspections or supervisions took place. So the board was concerned about that because the board will meet once every 3 months and those type of things, so they could only tell us. So the board wrote a letter to the Bank of Ghana, asking the Bank of Ghana is that these supervisions that is going on is not normal, because at least every year you come here once or twice. So what is the issue? Can you tell us, the board, what is the issue? So that even if you are not, getting it, with the management, or the management will have problems, the management and so, we, the board, can step in, to help to deal with the issue. We sent a letter in January, 16th January to them. As I'm talking to you now, the Bank of Ghana never responded. And then all of a sudden, on 20th March, we all heard about announcement, through press statement, that an official administrator has been appointed to deal with the issues. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that the Bank of Ghana, through since, has not given the shareholders or the board opportunity to address the issues that they have been raised.
After the 20th of March 2018, when the administrator was appointed, well, even on that day, a number of issues were raised about the bank's status at the time. They were very different from the bank's status as of May 2017, as you point out. In fact, and in August 2017, your capital adequacy ratio was 7.7%. As of October 2017, it had been downgraded to negative 12.5%. And this was stated in the Bank of Ghana statements that day. In December, it had gone down to negative 24%. Did you seek to raise issues with this state with the Bank of Ghana?
This is the issue. This is the issue that we raised in January, because when all these things were coming on, they never involved. They never mentioned it to shareholders or to the board of directors. Bank of Ghana never communicated with the board of directors that this is the situation that we are finding in those stuff. And by the way, the downgrading or the reduction of the capital adequacy ratio resulted from the same set of loans that they downgraded in May, they downgraded end of August, they downgraded in September, they downgraded in October. The same types of, including, this is what painful, including government-owned loans or debt to the bank that government has not paid. Some of them, they have just issued interim payment certificate. So the question is that if you really want this problem to be resolved, why didn't you give the bank the opportunity to deal with that? But you come every time, you come unannounced and then you do it. You come unannounced and then you do it. So, if honestly, we didn't know what
the Bank of Ghana stated in that statement on the 20th of March that after August 2017, they found that Unibank did not report the state of the loan book correctly. This was the justification they gave for the continuous visits that it came, and this is the basis that they used to reduce the capital adequacy ratio. After the 20th of March, when you heard this
was not officially communicated to the board of directors. We, the board of directors, we give direction and supervise the bank. So if the management of the bank was not reporting or giving accurate information, to the Bank of Ghana, or the Bank of Ghana has come for supervision, they have some lapses. They've told the management that, look, you have to deal with it. Look at this, look at that. They came about 3 times, and management was not responding to the Bank of Ghana. Isn't this proper for the Bank of Ghana to raise the issue to the board of directors? Because these board of directors were also approved. Before they were appointed, they were approved by the Bank of Ghana. And they are there to offer supervision.
Right.
So if something is not going on well with management, the issue must be raised with the board of directors or even to the shareholder.
Right. So your challenge here is that, yes, the Bank of Ghana obviously, because the Bank of Ghana states that they obviously had issues with the management. You feel those issues should have been raised with the board?
Of course. When they were not having ease with the board, or the management was not responding.
as a board, did you attempt to contact management? Because, for instance, very damning statements were made when the Bank of Ghana, for instance, said that management prevented the bank from they did not submit monthly reports to the bank in January and February 2018. In that 20th March statement, it said that management at some cases, in some points, prevented the Bank of Ghana from coming to do an on-site examination. When these issues were raised, it's in the 20th March statement by the Bank of Ghana, which is public record. When these issues were raised, did the board not seek to raise them? It seemed like that was the heart of the issues that the bank was having.
But when the management prevented the Bank of Ghana people to come in to undertake their assignment, all right, did the Bank of Ghana raise the issue with shareholders who are the supervisors of the management? Did they tell us that, look, we came to do our exercise, and this is what the management said, or they've closed the doors, or they did not allow us, or they did not submit? Did they raise it with
But as of the 20th of March, when this became public record, the board was aware. As a concerned board, could you not have approached management that these are the concerns that have been raised about the bank? How do we address them?
No, before 20th March.
I'm saying after the 20th of March, when they became public record.
After 20th March?
Yes.
Remember the press release by the Bank of Ghana, which appointed the official administrator. Once the official administrator is appointed, it means the board ceases to exist, because the official administrator was supposed to come and manage the bank, control the bank, and supervise the bank. So the functions of the board has completely been taken away. The shareholder is put at arm's length. We will come to you as and when we need you. Even management, the official administrator decided who in the management category, even including the executive directors that they will work with. So at that point in time, the shareholder, the bank, the board of directors are completely being armed.
But today you are speaking as a former board member, and you are speaking on behalf of the shareholder.
Yes.
That means that you still have concerns even today that the bank has been collapsed.
Of course.
So when the bank was under administration, it was still within your power to speak with your management and try and get an understanding of the issues.
No, but we were when the official administrator in power, okay, but the board of directors legally has ceased to exist. So any interaction that we will have with our management will be an informal sort of
But
thing.
did you have those interactions with management?
Let me start it. On the very day that the administrator, the Bank of Ghana brought the administrator into the bank. All right? The shareholder and some of the board members, including myself, we had a meeting with the Bank of Ghana and the official administrator. The first thing that we requested is that, look, we agree with what you are saying. We have heard all that you are saying. Can we get a copy of the engagement letter that Bank of Ghana, you have given to the official administrator? The reason is that we just, as a shareholder and members of board, we just want to know exactly what you have asked the official administrator to come to do. They refuse to give to us. And as of today, we don't know what instruction was given to us. We also agree in that meeting that, look, is it possible that whilst you were here on a regular basis, and in fact we were saying that on a weekly basis, can you meet the shareholder? Because now, remember, I've told you the board doesn't exist, has no local standard. Okay. Can the shareholder meet with you so that you can appraise the shareholder, or if there are any concerns, that you have identified that need to be dealt with, you can let the shareholder know, and then if there's the need for him to resolve those type of things, that can be done. That was agreed. But not one single such meeting was
right.
So in other words, what I'm trying to say that the KPMG was cooperative for them. When they walk in, the shareholder should say somewhere else, there's no board, and they will do that. They ask a number of the bank management to stay aside, and they will do their work.
You see, Prof, the question I asked was that the Bank of Ghana raised issues about management and, in fact, shareholders on the 20th of March. Mm-hmm. At that time, you complained that the Bank of Ghana did not officially inform the shareholder of what those issues were.
Yes.
But those issues had become public record. Did you at any point attempt to contact management or among yourselves as shareholders, try and rectify it, work out what those issues
but how,
were?
How are we going to do that?
But they were public record at the time,
okay,
because, for instance, it says here, a key shareholder of the bank managed to obtain liquidity support from the Bank of Ghana using a third-party bank as an agent. The Bank of Ghana's exposure to the bank was therefore underestimated by nearly 400 million Ghana cedis, as this amount was not reflected in its books. You took liquidity support, a shareholder took liquidity support of 400 million from the Bank of Ghana through another bank. Some of these issues, it says here, a key shareholder managed to obtain liquidity support from the Bank of Ghana using a third-party bank as its agent. Which is what it is. That the shareholder took liquidity support from Unibank, of course, through another bank. Is that not it? Is that not the meaning of this thing?
I don't know that. I don't know about that.
You don't know about that at all.
I don't know about this.
So this was public record. I'm just reading from the Bank of Ghana statement, and I'm saying that issues were raised. Did you speak with management, try and understand?
In what context can we go and talk to the management, and of what effect? Because here the management now has a new administrator who in effect is the board of directors and is doing the functions of the shareholder. So we, the executive directors who have been set aside, going to have a meeting with the management, to do what? We cannot give instruction to the management. We cannot exercise any power there at that point in time. So what is the purpose of us meeting them, and what is that going to happen?
Right. It's 12 minutes past 8 on the Super Morning Show. We're still speaking with Professor Newman Kusi. He is a non-executive director, or he was a non-executive director of the now defunct Unibank. He's also the head of the Institute for Fiscal Studies. He speaks for the shareholder of Unibank, Dr. So we'll take these important messages. When we come back, we'll try and look at the period that the board of the bank, the management of the bank were still in place, and we'll try and decipher exactly what went on within the bank at the time. Also, some of the allegations that have been raised against the bank. It's only fair, and the shareholder, it's only fair that you're given the opportunity to address them. Still listening to the Super Morning Show. If you have any questions, you can send them in on 0244 340 437 0244 340 437. You can also tweet at us at Joy997FM. You can go on our Facebook page, Joy99.7 FM. Remember, the hashtag is JoySMS. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's a new day.
I want you to first think big, not small. Think of how great we can be when we work together. Together, we can ensure that our hard work will provide a better future. Together, we can provide a foundation for you and your business to succeed, regardless of its size. Together, we can create opportunities for all.
You're ahead of the race.
Bank with us today and let's journey forward together.
Forward together.
Cowbank, forward together.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your #1 air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discount on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. One so mejo dear. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
The other day, as I was in my kitchen preparing my special jollof made with lily rice for my family, I heard a knock at the door. It was my mechanic. Instead of calling me to pick my car, he brought it himself. I said, "Cho," he said, "F-O." I said, "Take the car back. I will come and pick it myself." As I turned off the fire from under the lily jollof, there was another knock at the door. It was my neighbor. I said, neighbor. He said, "F-O, my dog has jammed your wall again, though." I said, "Don't be silly. You don't have a dog." My wife and kids came home, and we saw that he enjoyed. Cho, It was my pastor. He said, bless you. I say, bless you too. He said, did he come to church on Saturday? I say, acho, but why are you coming to tell me this on Wednesday?
Having to fend off visitors at mealtimes because of Lele's tasty aromatic rice? Celebrate every mealtime by sharing with friends and family near or far. Lele. Tasty food, happy family.
Acho.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Chale, what be your thing? Stand big, Brian, yeah, baby. My body, what's your thing? Know your thing. You for do your thing. My body, what's your thing? Know your thing. You for do your thing. My body, what's your thing? Know your thing. You for do your thing. Stand big, man, go help you to do your thing. To do your thing. Stand big, you go support your thing. Stand big, them go do your thing. Stand big, you go support your thing. Stand big, man, go help you to do your thing.
The biggest African stars are coming. Ghana, are you ready? Glow presents Mega Music with Sarkodie, Wizkid, Davido, Stone Boy, Techno, Yemi Alade, Flavor, Diamond Platnumz, Kwame Eugene, Patapa.
Glow Mega Music. Catch Africa's megastars at the Fantasy Dome Accra on August 25th and September 22nd. Just dial *5301# and use 20 Ghana CDs on voice or 30 Ghana CDs on voice and data to gain entry. The grandmasters of data. Glow Ghana.
Joy 99.7 FM.
For all of humanity, for ordinary people, the working class, and all of the ghetto youth. I want to do them lead a day. With them tall is a manifesto. Me no know them I like to come see them there. Why them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. See them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. They look very nice, dressed in their suit and tie, but they're not satisfied. The deals they make and the contracts they verify. Leave the street terrified. I whole heap bag on the land, them bag of cocaine. Back up in a suitcase, we go on the plane. All in the name of political assignment, no resentment. All when the people them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. See them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want.
Joy 99.7 FM.
19 minutes past 8 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. The date was 6th September at the National Theatre, and all 3 floors of its auditorium were filled with highly expectant patrons. The councillor, preacher, radio segments presenter, and motivational speaker Anklebe White cemented yet another description, playwright, to his name. Then he made an emphatic promise: a brand new, original, and world-class play every quarter. Well, crazy or not, Roverman Productions was born. That first play, Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands, opened a new page in theatre in Ghana and sold out show after show. Well, here we are 10 years after, riding through almost 40 plays and consistently keeping that promise alive. Anklebe White and the Roverman Productions team send our heartfelt gratitude and thanks to all partners, sponsors, patrons, media, etc. for 10 years of awesome support. Join us at the National Theatre on 1st, 2nd, 8th and 9th September to toast out the old and cheering the new Roverman decade. It's a crazy ride and you can't miss it. Stand by for further details. Roverman Productions, be the difference. We're still here in the studio with Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. He's a former non-executive member of the board of Unibank. Also, he is the head of the Institute for Fiscal Studies. He also speaks for the major shareholder, Dr. Kwabena Dufo. And the ICGC Holy Ghost Temple invites the general public to its spiritual emphasis program beginning Tuesday 28th August to Friday 31st August 2018. It's the month of new beginnings. Come and receive spirit-led ministrations from Reverend Eastwood Anaba, President of Eastwood Anaba Ministries, and Prophet Christopher Yao Ano, ICGC Holy Ghost Temple. The date, like I said, is Tuesday 28th August to Friday 31st August. Time is 6:30 p.m. each night. Venue is Holy Ghost Temple, located at South Frafraha on the Dodowa Road. The government of Ghana has instituted a group life insurance package for both teaching and non-teaching staff of GES to ensure that every staff of GES has a minimum level of insurance cover and also to complement the existing funeral grant. The underwriter is SIC Life Company Limited. The package covers natural or accidental death, permanent disability and critical illness. Contributions will be deducted through the Controller and Accountants General's Department. Premium deductions will be done at the end of September 2018, whilst cover starts from 1st September 2018. Non-interested members should complete an exit and refund form and send to the District Education Office by 31st August 2018 to avoid any premium payment by the government. Claims are simple. Staff or beneficiaries must submit a written notification from a teacher union or GES, completed death or claim form or medical form in the case of a critical illness to SIC Life offices or GES for processing, and claims will be paid within 7 working days. Now, with Airtel Tigo's big time data bundles, you get more data for 1, 2 and 5 CD bundles than anywhere else, and you also get a whole 1.5 gig for only 10 CDs. Even better, it's a big 2 gig for the same 10 Ghana CD when you bundle directly from an Airtel Tigo scratch card or from your Airtel Tigo money account. The best part is that you don't have to rush to use it all before it expires, because Airtel Tigo's big time data bundles have no daily, weekly or monthly limit. You can browse how you want when you want to. Get the new big time data bundles by dialing *11 hash, *111 hash, and choose a bundle that works for you. T's and C's apply. The offer is for both existing and new Airtel Tigo subscribers, so join Airtel Tigo today. Get big time data and browse only on the network that gives you the most. Airtel Tigo. Let me come back to my guest in studio, Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. Prof, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So let me come to some of the specific issues that were raised by the Bank of Ghana when Unibank was being liquidated or was being collapsed. Let me use that expression. It says here, altogether, shareholders and related parties of Unibank had taken out an amount of 5.3 billion Ghana cedis, constituting 75% of total assets of the bank. They broke it down in this way. Shareholders and related parties, Unibank had given out amounts totaling 1.6 billion Ghana cedis to shareholders and related parties in the forms of loans and advances without due process and in relevant provisions of Act 930. What's your response to this?
Well, this report that was produced by KPMG, the same KPMG in that report, and in the covering letter for that report to the Bank of Ghana, stated that that report should not be looked at as an audit report because they did not conduct an audit. The same company also went on to say that they have obtained information from the staff and from the records of the bank, but these information and so were not verified to establish the authenticity of those type of things. And so, therefore, without their prior written consent, those reports should not be used, and they cannot vouch for the authenticity and those type of things. So with that, a whole administrator has been appointed, given specific work to be done. They finished the work, they submitted the work to the Bank of Ghana, and they issued this type of disclaimer. So what can you say about that report?
I'm actually reading.
If those who conducted the research are using this disclaimer, say, yes, this is what we found, we're unable to, establish whether they are true or not, and so, and therefore, please don't give the report to anybody, and also don't take actions. You must be very careful about the actions that you take based on what we have submitted to you. Now, my question is that, what can we do with such a report? So if you ask me that, what's my reaction to that? I'm telling you that as far as I'm concerned, and from what the official administrator itself has said, it means that no action can be taken based on that report. So if the Bank of Ghana wanted to use that report as the basis of taking action, they should have said, okay, look, but we wanted to take action. That's why we sent you there. But why do you give us a report from which you are issuing this strong disclaimer and those stuff? So what do you expect us to do with this report? But the Bank of Ghana ignored this thing that KPMG wrote and then used that report and to take decisions. So if you ask me what's my view, my view is that as far as I'm concerned, and from what the KPMG is saying, the report is not something based on which the Bank of Ghana should have taken the decision.
So you disagree with the decision the Bank of Ghana took based on the report?
I disagree with the decision.
Even though the Bank of Ghana said that.
I disagree with the decisions. I disagree with the way it went about. I disagree with the way it went about to take those decisions.
Prof, did Unibank give out 1.6 billion to shareholders and related parties in the forms of loans and advances without due process?
Well, I don't know. I can't recall the number of loans that they give and those.
Did you give out loans? Did the bank give out loans to related parties and other related companies?
Well, I don't know, but presumably yes. That can happen because related parties or shareholders or whoever, are also customers. The fact that they own it does not mean they cannot obtain in a facility or anything from the bank.
But these monies that were given out, were they given out according to due process?
I don't know.
You don't know if they were given out to due process?
I don't know because I don't agree.
No, so I'm asking you a specific question that was there any point where monies were forwarded to these related parties without without recognizing them as a loan, without recourse to due process?
Well, I don't know. I can't recall of that. Nothing like that came to the board, so I can't.
Okay. Did it ever come to the board that the bank paid rent for some buildings that are occupied by related companies with no refunds?
Well, we don't know. Those type of nitty-gritty things, don't come to the board. Those are administrative issues and those stuff. They don't come to the board.
Okay. The CEO approved and the bank paid $500,000 to Linklaters LLP Dubai. He engaged a law firm on behalf of Hoda. At that time, did the board notice anything like this?
No, it never came to the board.
What was the nature of the relation between the board and management?
Well, like any other organization, on a quarterly basis, we have the board meeting and they submit the financial position of the bank, and the for the previous 3 months and activities that have taken place and some of the loans, that we are aware of it, that we've asked them to follow up and those type of things, just like any management reports to the board.
Okay.
But there are some of these things that you are mentioning, we didn't know.
Okay. Several guarantees related companies were approved by the CEO, either acting alone or with other officials. They were omitted from the bank's official list of guarantees obtained from its risk department. The CEO was also the board chair, a truly executive chairman, also gave sole approval for letters of credit with no collateral to Uni Precision, $12 million, and Alban Logistics, $4 million.
I just heard about it when this issue came about. I have never known about it.
But the CEO at the time who approved of it was the board chair.
No, he was not the board chair. He was the board chair of UniCredit, not Unibank.
He was the board chair of
UniCredit or whatever, not Unibank. He was not the board chair of Unibank. He can be the board.
UniCredit hasn't been named here. I'm talking about Uni Precision and Unibank.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that the CEO of Unibank was not the chair of the board of Unibank.
But you're saying he was the chair of UniCredit, chair of UniCredit.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
You don't know if he was chair of UniCredit?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't know until these issues started to come up.
You don't know if he was chair of UniCredit?
No. But in fact, even if he was a chair of UniCredit, UniCredit is a financial institution, and the members of the board, are approved by the Bank of Ghana. So why would Bank of Ghana approve somebody who is a CEO of one bank, one financial institution, one financial institution to be the chairperson of the board of another financial institution. How did this happen?
How does it happen that the CEO of one financial institution
become the chairperson of the board of another financial institution?
Wasn't that curious to you as a board member? Isn't that an issue that you could have raised at the time?
No, but what I'm saying that this came to our attention after this, all
as board member, it didn't concern you to find out the positions that your key management staff were holding, and if you could have put them maybe in a curious position, a position of possible conflict.
But there's a rule. There's the rules and of the law. You should not be involved yourself in any situation that creates conflict of interest. So until that conflict of interest or the perceived conflict of interest come to the board, we will not be able to do that. We don't have to go and undertake investigation that we're going to investigate as whether a managing director or executive director has done or has done that. Until the issue comes to the board, we will not be able to follow up, and we will not know about that.
It did not concern you to check on the backgrounds of any of these persons to find out what other positions they had, considering the fact that the CEO's appointment under normal circumstances is done by the board.
Well, it was not necessary at that time because it was not necessary at that time because for some of us, by the time we joined the bank, these people were already in the bank.
Okay.
For instance, this the current CEO that we're talking about was a COO, in the bank. All right, and then when the old CEO left, he was promoted to become the CEO. We sent it to the Bank of Ghana, and the Bank of Ghana, approved of it. So I was hoping that at the time when the Bank of Ghana was approving him to become the CEO of the bank, that was an opportunity for them to establish or to ask him as to whether he holds any other position that can create a conflict of interest on that. But since the Bank of Ghana approved his appointment, then ipso facto, it means that, everything is okay. And then also to the board, nothing of that nature came to the board, which seems to say, look, he is the CEO here, but he's the board chairman of here, and the board chairman here, and that. Honestly, nothing like that came.
UniCredit is a related party to Unibank.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And it's never occurred to you as a board member that he was serving on the board of another bank?
No. Never came to the board.
Right. You are the head of IFS.
Yes,
you are the executive director of IFS. Yes. It says here KPMG could not find board approval for a yearly donation of 500,000 Ghana cedis as corporate social responsibility to Institute of Fiscal Studies IFS and the provision of a Land Cruiser worth 233,135 Ghana cedis. In the first place, IFS is a related party to Unibank.
Yes.
You are head of IFS.
Yes.
You are board member of Unibank.
Yes.
IFS receives 500,000 cedis as CSR from Unibank.
Yes.
Is that position not? Is that not strange?
No. Let's step back. The Land Cruiser was purchased as a donation by Unibank to IFS in 2014. At that time, I was not a board member. Subsequently, I became a board member in 2016, 2 years after that. Now, the IFS, approached Unibank for support because IFS is is NGO, so we depend on the support and the generosity of companies, including Unibank, not only Unibank. So we approached for support from Unibank, and we told them that we need a vehicle at that time. So Unibank bought the vehicle, for IFS, and the vehicle was registered in the name of Unibank. All right. So now, as I'm talking to you now, I have the document that shows that the car belongs to IFS, as a donation, which we approved that. The MD, who was appointed by Bank of Ghana at the time of the OE, wrote a letter to me asking me about that, and I explained it to him. So. And then what he wrote to me is that, can I produce any documents which shows that vehicle was given to us as a donation? And I said, but why are you asking for that document? Ask your people in there who donated, who bought the car and those type of things. They should have a document covering, the pictures of the vehicle and how the vehicle was registered in the name of IFS and something. So why are you putting the onus on me to give you those questions when, in fact, the people who undertake that action are in Unibank? So go and talk to them about that. Not only that, there were some two people That was said was seconded to Unibank. Was seconded to IFS.
Yeah.
And that Unibank was paying them, and therefore the officer administrator said that we must refund the monies that they pay to them and those type of things. And then I asked the office administrator that, look, you can't just take somebody that you have employed and send that person to go and work another person. Even if it's on secondment, there must be some terms for the secondment. All right. So from where you said, what was the terms of the secondment? All right. And for how long were these people today? I didn't get any response. Only to hear that these things have been appearing in the official administrators.
So the car was a donation which was made to IFS before you became board member.
No. Before I became board member, because the car was bought in 2014, registered in 2014, and I became a board member in late 2016. I was not a board member at that time. So I did not see, the issue of conflict is that does not arise at all because I was not a board member.
Were you still receiving donations from Unibank?
Oh, yes.
Of 500,000 cedis?
Yes, we received.
After you became board member?
Yes, after I became a board member. And that started before I became a board member. So it's something, a standing agreement that the shareholder had agreed with Unibank as part of the social corporate responsibility to support us with 500, every year. Yes, true. So we started receiving that, from 2014 and until even I became a board. So it wasn't. I understand where you were trying to drive. It wasn't through my membership as a board of director of Unibank that caused Unibank to give us that donation or that vehicle.
But we do not know if maybe your membership as a board caused Unibank to continue paying out that money.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. That the
it
payment,
started before you became board member. But we don't know if it's continued because you were board member. We don't know if Unibank could have wanted to stop making those payments.
Well, there was nothing there was no indication to that effect.
Unibank had been on liquidity support from Bank of Ghana for 2 years, up to the tune of 2.2 billion Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Yet it was still making payments of 500,000 cedis to IFS as corporate social responsibility.
Right.
In your view, was that a prudent move?
Well, but that is something that has been established, agreed between the bank long before these issues came in and those type of things. So it was a management decision. So management could have said that, look, we cannot continue to do that, and the board will not have anything to say. Oh, okay, continue or do something.
No, I am asking. I am asking Professor Newman Kusi,
yes,
the economist,
yes,
if this is a prudent move.
Well, but the social corporate responsibility is also a function of the bank. So if it continues to do that, I don't see anything wrong with that.
You don't think it's wrong that a company that is receiving support from the Bank of Ghana to pay out 500,000 cedis a year as corporate social responsibility?
But the money that they will receive from Bank of Ghana was just a temporary support, and every bank, receives those type of support from that.
Right, we would take these important messages. This leg of this strand of the conversation is not even over, but we are still speaking with Professor Newman Kusi, Kojo Kusi. He's head of Institute of Fiscal Studies. He's also former non-executive director of Unibank. This is the Super Morning Show. I am Daniel Daze. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Airtel Tigo spoiled them big time. Sir. Some new big time bundles view.
The only bundles I want hear about are bundles of cash.
So what about a bundle that gives you the most data on your 1, 2, and 5 Ghana cedi bundles than anywhere else? And also gives you a whole 1.5 gig for only 10 Ghana cedi.
Please, no network could give you that much data at that price.
Sir, well, Airtel Tigo does. And you even get a big 2 gig for the same 10 Ghana cedis when you bundle directly from an Airtel Tigo scratch card or with Airtel Tigo Money. Airtel Tigo's new big time bundles do not expire. You can browse, sir. No more daily, weekly, or monthly bundles.
Hey, bad. How do I subscribe?
Dial *111#, select big time bundles and browse. Whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber, T's and C's apply. Get big time data from the network that gives you the most. Airtel Tigo.
Did you know that bed bugs are dangerous insect pests that cause sleeplessness, tiredness, body rashes, anemia due to blood loss, and general discomfort to humans? Unfortunately, they are so difficult to get rid of. They spread in your beddings, your child's beddings in boarding schools, bags, lockers, clothes, everywhere. You may not see them all, but they are there. That's That's why you need the Innisfly Bed Bug Solution, a ready-to-use effective solution. All you have to do is shake it and spray infested areas, wait for it to dry, and that's it.
Yes, spray the bedbugs out with Innisfly Bedbug Solution now. Households, boarding schools, and other institutions with minor and major bedbug infestations.
Call 057770100.
Innisfly, beautiful protection.
Oh, Charlie, close the window small. Your room be too bright, oh.
Why, you be vampire where you know they like sunlight?
Oh, my guy, my eyes. Behind the PC problem. In the sun problem. Common light bulb stuff.
This no matter. I beg go Robert and Sons. Oh, yeah. Then my chick to him, I know correct. Cry. Where Robert and Sons sort them out sharp. Now, so stylish frames in the rock.
We go Robert and Sons right in. No, I was sitting inside proper.
For over 25 years, Robert & Sons continues to provide specialist eye care for both adults and children. Locate us at Adabraka, Adenta, Kumasi, Usudankwa, Tema, and Weja. Call 050-151-9111. Robert & Sons, seeing is believing.
Bibiara wa melkom Luciano le melkom Nofiano ye melkom. What are you looking for? Melkom got it all. Great discounts, don't do. Yamafia so best bargains on our days. Everything here is a bargain. High quality, good to be a priority. So tell your mom, tell Poppy, tell your actually everybody.
Same great bank, helping you grow.
Do you have challenges transferring money to your friends or customers with accounts at other banks? Are you worried at the delays with other banks' checks you deposit into your account? Do you have challenges paying your workers or suppliers instantly across banks? You don't need to wait for 2 days anymore. Walk into any ADB branch today and send your money instantly to any account in Ghana, or link ADB Instant Pay to your accounting software for all salaries and payments. You can also access ADB Instant Pay service on our mobile banking app, internet banking, and star 767 hash. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Go. Now, so many reasons for me to be thankful. When I cast my mind back, oh God, I'm grateful. Send me baby, I'm free, no one was helpful. All I had was a CD and a dream in my team. But now we be balling, we be jamming every day. Hit maker, add aroma. Me too, I get 100K plus a record deal. Charlie hard work, beat pace. And I shows after shows, I said the place a place. My dream was legit, all I needed was a push.
Wannabe Curl Songs, the Jennifer Lomote Architect, Kitty, the Odo Hit Maker, and the multiple award-winning rock star, Kwame Eugene. Then, Ghana's authentic and most rewarding music show beacons, MTN Hitmaker Season 7. Download the Hitmaker app from Google Play Store to register. Follow the prompts and stand the chance to win a whopping 100,000 Ghana cedis recording deal. Send your comments on MTN Hitmaker app at MTN Hitmaker on Twitter and Facebook, or WhatsApp us on 0551 300 000. MTN Hitmaker 7. Rule the mic.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We are on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Hey, Kwame, what's up here? My brother, my wife has been diagnosed with cancer. What? My brother is here with kidney disease too. Oh, Yeah.
Do you know the World Health Organization estimates that over 16,000 new cases of cancers are diagnosed annually in Ghana, and kidney diseases account for 10% of all medical admissions to Korle Bu?
But thanks to Glyco-Critical Illness Plan, GSIP, I have spent over 20,000 Ghana cedis on my younger brother's disease. Yeah. What is GSIP?
Glyco-Critical Illness Plan, GSIP, provides you with financial support when diagnosed with any critical illness or dread disease such as cancers, strokes, kidney failures. Speak to GlycoLife today on 0302-218-500 for your GSIP policy. It is definitely in our interest to survive. GlycoLife, we cushion you for life.
Time waits for no man. The future belongs to the brave. Nothing comes without a fight. Fight for a better future. Fight to change the world.
Make your mark at Academic City College with its new campus in Hacho Accra. With activity-based learning and premium teaching talent, take your education beyond the theoretical classroom.
Visit www.accghana.com. Admissions open now for September 2018. Academic City, unlocking potential, one leader at a time.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your #1 air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discounts on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. One so better, dear. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time to experience something different, unexpected, and definitely beyond banking. It's a new era at GCB Bank, Ghana's most welcoming bank, where we offer you a world of financial security, flexibility, and convenience. We swiftly serve you with over 180 branches and 300 ATMs, and provide e-banking solutions that make it possible for you to bank anywhere, anytime. When you need a personal loan, sooner is better than later, so we give it to you in 24 hours to make sure the experience is always memorable. At GCB, your opportunities are limitless, and we keep you smiling at all times. We're bigger and better, ready to take you beyond banking. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Kwesi Tete. I'm working with VRA at the MIS department, and my journey with VRA started when I was posted by NSS after completing my first degree at Bluecrest College. I recommend Bluecrest College for those who are looking for a bright career in ICT. With an alumni base of 1,500 plus from different nationalities, to tell you why Bluecrest College is a preferred destination for higher education.
For ICT, banking and finance, human resource management, logistics, oil and gas, fashion and journalism, choose Bluecrest College. For admission, call or WhatsApp 0263 011 390 or 0275 207 783. Visit our website bluecrest.edu.ga. Bluecrest College, education for life.
Yeah, you better watch my moves. You're playing with a champion. You're not concentrated. Too much wahala, my brother. Tell me about it. I couldn't even leave chop money with my wife this morning. And you still want 6 children. Why not? My father had 10. Yeah, it's hard for all of us, but I manage better. With your 2 children? Yes, and I am saving and keeping them in school. You couldn't afford even trotro fare. Hey, so you want to insult me as well?
Yeah, please come.
Is there a problem?
Please.
Okay, I'm coming. What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm not feeling well at all.
So is the baby coming?
Not yet.
Okay, I'll go back to the taxi station then.
Mr. Beku, Becky says she has been talking to you.
About what?
Family planning. She wants a break after this baby.
I've told her. I want 6 children. She has 2 more to go. Kwame, how is your wife? Not good. The nurse said she needed a break after this baby. Please allow her for the sake of her health and your family. Let me call her now. Hello?
Yeah.
Please take me to the hospital.
Thankfully, Becky was fine. Yao Bekun agreed to go with her to the family planning clinic. The nurse went through a range of family planning methods. Implants for up to 5 years, IUD for up to 10 years, and other short-term methods.
IUD?
Yes, we can try it for 5 years.
Agreed.
Oh, I'm so glad we came.
Yo, you're back. Yes, I'm back. My wife just delivered a bouncy baby boy and I dropped them at home. I have decided to practice family planning and space my children. That's great news. Hip, hip, hip. Hooray!
Good life, it's an everyday thing. This is brought to you by Ghana Health Service, USAID and partners.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Representing for all of humanity, for ordinary people, the working class, and all of the ghetto youth. I want to them lead a day with them tallest a manifesto. Me no know them I like to come see them there. Why them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. See them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. They look very nice.
9 minutes to the top of the hour on the Super Morning Show in Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Dazi here with Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. He is the head of the Institute for Fiscal Studies, also former non-executive member of the board of Unibank. Trying to understand exactly what happened with the bank causing their current state. Before we go ahead, open an ADB account today. Send your name and account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use MoneyGram Direct to Account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram Direct to Account service, there is no PIN code wahala. You can access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or *767#. Visit our Facebook website or call our hotline 0302 210 210 for more. ADB, truly a Greek and more. The Buzia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, and the entire Buzia family wish to invite the general public to the 40th anniversary lecture celebrating the legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buzia. Join us on Tuesday, 28 August 2018 at 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center as we celebrate the life of Dr. K.A. Buzia and the values he stood for. The special guest of honor is His Excellency Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The Buzia Institute for Rural Democracy and Development, BIRDD, is an organization that projects and protects the vision, works and legacy of Dr. Buzia, promoting the tenets of democracy and national development. Our text messages are brought to you by Afrodan. Your back must last you a lifetime, and Glyco Travel Insurance Policy, we cushion you for life. Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, the Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair, with over 10 thoughtfully engineered features, especially customized for health and comfort. So go to Afrodan on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. You will be amazed.
Everything will be okay. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want.
Let me come back to Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. Thanks again for choosing to spend your holiday morning with us, Prof. Kusi. Now, in the first, let's go back to some of the issues that we're dealing with. Right. You mentioned that with the issue of the car that was bought for IFS and the monies that were forwarded to IFS, KPMG contacted you to ask exactly the details of that one.
Yes.
Okay, so we can then surmise from that persons involved in these cases that the sites here were contacted and they were asked exactly what happened. In fact, you told me that it got to a point that they asked you for documents showing that this was a donation. You asked them to go back and check with the bank.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, looking at the way they dealt with your case, we can safely say that a number of these cases that were dealt with, they dealt with in the same way, no?
Well, presumably so.
Okay. That would mean then that this, to an extent, is information that we can go by as information that is verified, no?
No, but they say that, even though, they got some of the information from people like me and staff from the bank and those type of things, they could not verify. For instance, in our case, I told them that, look, why don't you go back through your files, and then I'm sure you'll get the records as to why, the vehicle, for instance, was donated. Obviously, nobody from IFS walked into Unibank and took the car and sent. The car was bought by Unibank, was registered by Unibank in the name of IFS and sent to us. So,
but in this case, for instance, it says here KPMG could not find board approval. So you asked them to go back and go and check. They could not find board approval for a yearly donation of 500,000 cedis and the provision of a Land Cruiser. So yes, they went back to check. They couldn't find it.
So if they couldn't find that the yearly approval by the board to donate 500
yes.
Bank. And so what did they do?
No, it's in their report. So it's now being stated in their report as one of their findings.
Okay, so what was the explanation for the management? Those who did the transfer and so on. So what explanation did they give to KPMG?
But they came to you for an explanation. You gave them the explanation.
No. They never came to me on this 500. They came to me on two issues. They came to me on the vehicle, and they came to me on the secondment of two staff. That's the only thing that they came to me about. They never came to me about it. Nobody from KPMG asked me anything about this 500.
But they asked you about the vehicle?
They asked me about the vehicle.
Yes.
And I explained to them. And I've sent a copy of the registration document to them. And then I asked them that. And then they said that it is recognized in their books as their asset under the use of term bonded asset or something. And I said, well, I don't understand that you have an asset that you have donated to somebody, okay, registered the asset in the name of the recipients. So why do you still have it in your books as your asset? How can one asset belong to two entities at the same time?
So your insistence at the time that it doesn't belong to the bank, it belongs to IFS. It was donated by IFS.
And I gave them a copy of the registration.
But the board, as a board member, you did not in any way know that the board had approved this donation.
But I've told you that took place in 2014.
No, I understand. But when you became board member, it did not come to you in any way.
2014 and I became a member in 2016. Something that's happened 3 years now ago, become a board member, and I must go to find out. So is it normal? So it means that I have to go through from 2014 all the decisions that I'm taking by the board and so for me to do. I mean, I don't understand your question.
Right, but does it?
What you are trying?
But does it? No, you are an interested party. You are a member of. You are a head of IFS. You've gone to serve on a board. Yes. These are 3 instances where the name of IFS comes when you are a board member. For the sake of you having it clear in your mind what exactly goes on there when it comes to the relationship of IFS and Unibank, I mean, it's not out of place. I'm not asking you about every transaction that went on from 2014 to 2016. I'm asking you specifically the 3 transactions that went on between IFS and Unibank. At least that are named here. That these 3 agreements are there.
The point I want to establish is that, first of all, you said that I never influence the donation or the vehicle, because at the time when these events took place, I was not a member of the board. In fact, I joined the board years after these donations were taking place. So how can I go back now? I say, because now I'm a board member. So can you tell me, who approved for the car to be bought for IFS or those stuff? Is it normal? It's completely not normal.
Well, is it abnormal, really? But anyway, let's move ahead to some other issues. You made a point that there are a number of decisions made by management that the board was not aware of. I've named a number of them to you. Bank paying the rent for buildings that were occupied by related companies with no refunds. You say the board was not aware?
Yes.
Were you aware of Unibank's outsourcing of procurement and procurement arrangements with related parties on uncompetitive commercial terms between January 2017 and July 2018? And Unibank paid 57.6 million Ghana cedis for goods and services for an expense of 57.6 million.
Well,
Were you aware?
I knew that Top Security, for instance, were providing security services to Unibank and other companies. And then also they were also providing, I think they were getting the tellers,
bullion
vans, the banks, clerks and so and so. They were recruiting them and sending them to that. So I know that there was that relationship between some of these related companies, UniCredit, Uni Security, Top Security, supporting those something. I know about that. But as to how much is involved in those transactions and whether they were the costs were inflated or whatever, that's what I'm not aware of that.
Why did it not ever concern you as a board member to check any of these transactions that were ongoing?
But when they come to the board, we look at the very high level things. They come with the financial position of the bank, tell us the capital, how the capital is growing, the segments for the capital. We go to the liabilities, where it's growing, and so. And then major loans that are becoming stale, and what is that they are doing about it to recover and do stuff. These nitty-gritty grains, they give a T-shirt to this, or they send one staff to go and work here, so don't come to the board. Otherwise,
so the things that Unibank was spending its money on, where it was expending more than was to some extent feasible, that was not the concern of the board.
I'm not saying that was not the concern of the board. That's not what I'm saying. For instance, let's take, say, social corporate responsibility. They will come and tell us, look, on social corporate responsibility, during this period, we spend this and so on. There's on what? Or on this, on that, on that. Okay. All right. There is a provision for them to make social corporate responsibility. So they report it. How much you spend on that, and to whom, and for what purpose, and the reason, and so and so. And that is it. But you go back to say, how many security men has Unibank paid for how many security men has Unibank paid for that company, and what was the cost, and did you compare the cost? And then you can imagine. The number of transactions that the bank undertakes, and those in relation to other members, companies in the bank. These little things don't come to us.
But you see, ultimate responsibility for the bank lies with the board, and for the actions of the bank. And it is these actions today that are being named as the things that put the bank in the state it's in now.
I'm telling you that some of these actions never came to the board. If they had come to the board, we would have dealt with them.
No, you said that some of them did come to the board, but the board did not look. Yeah, fine. Yes. The board did not look at the details of those transactions. Is it that the board was not concerned?
No, it's not a matter of the board not concerned. It's a matter of whether we should go into that level to find out what actually happened.
What level of scrutiny did you put on the actions of management? Because a lot of these things were personally approved by the CEO.
Well, but you see that if the issue does not come to the notice of the board, all right, if it doesn't come to the notice of the board, we will not know it, and therefore will not be able to ask questions about it. In fact, a lot of these things that are alleged to be contained in this report that you are quoting, and so on. So I got to know about it when these things began to come out. Actually, on the board, never come there, because if they have come there, I'm sure KPMG could have picked them from the board minutes. Because when we go to meeting, there's a board secretary who takes minutes of the proceedings of the board and those type of things. And I'm inclined to believe that KPMG, consulted or went through these board meetings.
So do you believe you were...
I'm coming. So I'm sure that for some of these things that were concerned were raised, if the board had given approval or had spoken about it during these things, they would have contained in the minutes of the board. And KPMG would have rated that, this thing that will come with so and so. In fact, on these days, so and so, it came to it.
Go ahead, please.
On this particular issue, it came to the board, meeting and so and so, and this is the decision of the board. The fact that, none of this thing, could be ascribed or could be seen to be discussed at the board means that they did not come to the board.
It seems like, from what you're telling us, would it be fair to make the assumption that the management of the company seemed to have a lot of freedom to carry on a lot of the transactions on the blind side of the board?
Well, I wouldn't say that there are certain freedom, there are certain things that management, can take decisions.
But why? Because those things have put the company in a very dire state.
On the day-to-day sort of activities and those type of things, will not come to the board every day. It will mean that the board, we are usurping the powers of the management. And that's why we have executive directors there, we have the CEO there, they have their function, they have their powers, what they can do and what they cannot do.
And you perform oversight functions over these persons. Do you believe that management misrepresented issues to you at any point? Or maybe you've seen some of these. You say a lot of these you're hearing for the first time.
Yes.
When you hear them now, do you believe that?
Well, I mean, if what they're saying here is true, and mind you, KPMG itself has to issue a disclaimer, against some of these things. That some of these things they couldn't get time to verify and those.
But you have just told us that in some of these things that they have issued a disclaimer with, persons involved in the transactions were contacted. Information was sought from persons involved in the transactions. In your case, the IFS case.
Yes, of course.
Yes. And so in spite of that caveat that we acknowledge, we know that persons involved in these transactions were contacted, as you were.
Okay, so
right.
If they were contacted, in my case they contacted me, I gave them assistance.
Exactly.
But they went back to say that
no, I'm not bringing that case up again. I'm just saying that for that point where they say the information was...
But you cannot dissociate that case because they are linked. You cannot dissociate. You cannot dissociate KPMG's inability to verify statements that were made by either affiliated companies or by staff and those type of things. And it's clearly stated there. So you cannot dissociate that.
What I'm saying is that in spite of that caveat, you have told me on this, you have told us, Ghanaians on this platform, that you were contacted.
Yes. On those specific issues.
Exactly. You were related to those issues. Those issues were brought up for an organization that you headed.
Yes.
And so you were contacted.
For those specific issues.
So what that shows us is that in some cases at least, persons who were involved in these were contacted.
Well, I don't know. I can't vouch for that because I was not part of the KPMG team. So I don't know which.
But you were contacted.
I was contacted.
That's fine. Yes. That's fine. So we are going ahead to look at this particular transaction because it says here data capture transactions. Unibank hosted credits that were not backed by value to individual accounts as credits, which were then used for repayment of loans, totaling almost 500 million cedis. Transferred to entities totaling 152.37 million cedis and purchases of fixed deposits in the bank totaling 89 million cedis. So they posted credits that were not backed by value to individual accounts. For a decision like that, did it come to your notice?
No.
On the board level?
No. I didn't see such posted credits that were not backed by so.
Again, do you feel that some issues were misrepresented to you?
Well, until now, that KPMG is saying so. But then, when we were there, we look at what was presented to us.
So knowing this now, you feel that they were misrepresented at
well,
a point?
if what KPMG is saying is correct, then yes.
Do you wish that you could probe these issues if you had the opportunity?
Sure.
But at the time, didn't you see anything that you felt that, okay, I need further and better particulars on this particular
there are a
case?
couple of things that we felt. So for instance, they brought budget, for the year. We look at it, those things that we are not happy about, we ask them to send them back, to look at it, loans that they are following, to collect, and they give us a report. We make comments. So in other words, whatever that comes to the board, we look at it and then we examine it and then give our feedback and action or give direction as to what must be done or so and things like that. So these things that KPMG report is saying, and mind you, I have not officially been given the report. Mind you.
But didn't you see annual audits by the auditors, both internal and external?
Yeah, the audit reports come and nothing of this came in. Did KPMG say that these things that they are picked up were contained in the annual audit report?
Isn't it strange to you given your experience, that these issues could come up in a company and the board is not aware, audits don't cover it, there was no indication of something like this happening at all? Isn't it strange to you?
But remember, copies of the audit were sent to the Bank of Ghana. Copies of the audit reports are sent to the board. Okay, so if we have an external auditor who has audited the operations of the bank and giving us this report, and the auditor has passed the report, we've gone through it and that. I'm not an auditor. That's why we have an external audit. If the auditor said that everything is okay, he has not raised any issue, how am I going to raise an issue that, oh, the auditor said that you gave a loan to a related company without a security or so and so? If that does not come to the notice, how am I going to be able to, ask questions about that?
The Bank of Ghana says that and this was said in March, the Bank of Ghana said that Unibank intentionally concealed some parts of their loan book or the state of their loan book. Are you surprised by the statement?
Yes, I'm surprised by that.
But because knowing what you know now,
because nothing of that came to the attention of the board.
No, of course, if something is being concealed, it's being concealed.
That's right.
But my question is that knowing what you know now, do you feel that some of these things were concealed from you as a board?
Well, if what Bank of Ghana is saying is true, then of course, if it was concealed from the Bank of Ghana and I don't know about it, then of course I was
And
surprised.
These specific things were concealed as a board, from the board.
That's what I'm saying. That if what Bank of Ghana is saying, based on KPMG's report, is true, all right, is true, then I'm surprised.
Isn't it your job as the board to make sure that things like this don't happen?
But if they don't come to the notice of the board,
no, but that's the point. You see, that is the question.
Yeah, how can we know?
I am asking that. Is it not?
Something is happening. That is, management is undertaking certain activity or certain action that is concealed from the board. All right, or concealed from the Bank of Ghana, because they sent a report. The Bank of Ghana come for supervision and those things, and every month they sent a report to the Bank of Ghana. The same report that they sent to the Bank of Ghana are the same report that they sent to us. Okay, at the end of the year, our external auditor comes, they audit and so they don't raise any issue. So how can board members know that the management is concealing A, B, C things from it? How can we know if it is not picked up by either the board, or it's not picked up, or they send this to the Bank of Ghana, and maybe Bank of Ghana go through, they are not too sure, and they don't bring it to attention, or if somebody in the bank does not whisper, to board members, say, hey, please, you see the report that came here, that is not correct. There's something if things like that don't happen, that's it. How are we going to be able to find out that this is happening? We don't have.
But there were things that you knew of,
such as.
I'm giving you an example now. If you just give me a moment, I'm going back to the 20th March statement that was made by the Bank of Ghana when KPMG was being appointed. It says here that, and let me just read a preamble so that you will understand, listeners will understand the context with which I'm speaking with. The appointment of the official administrator has therefore become necessary due to the fact that Unibank has, among other things, and I'll skip to failed to comply, point E, failed to comply with several other regulatory requirements, including, and I'll skip to this point, outsourcing a number of services, such as those of tellers, receptionists, and security to affiliate companies without the prior approval by the Bank of Ghana, contrary to Section 6012 of Act 930. You said earlier that you were aware that outsourcing was done to top core security.
Yes.
At that point, knowing that you were under liquidity support and you were not supposed to outsource services to such persons, why didn't you raise a red flag?
No, but whether we outsource the services or the bank undertake the services is the same thing. The same thing. For instance, take clerks at the branch. Okay, the issue is if they are not outsourced, the bank will have to provide the clerk.
At what cost? Because the complaint with top core security was that it was exorbitantly higher than even competition. It was not at market value, and that even the number of security personnel who were being paid, who they were paying the Ghana Police Service for, were less than what they were charging the bank for.
That's what I'm saying, sir. The details of this were not brought to the board.
But you see, Prof, this is against Bank of Ghana regulation. So at that point, whether or not it was a prudence decision, it is against
Bank of Ghana.
I'm reading the Bank of Ghana statement. It says here that Unibank, the official administrator, was appointed for Unibank because Unibank failed to comply with several regulations.
Right.
One of them was outsourcing a number of services, such as those of tellers, receptionists, and security to affiliate companies without prior approval by the Bank of Ghana, contrary to Section 6012 of Act 930. This is in the Bank of Ghana statement, and I'll go by it.
Yes.
Right. So at that point, you are telling me you were aware that this outsourcing was doing. So you were aware that the bank was in breach of the law?
Well, I did not know that it was a breach of the law or the act.
You did not know at the time that it was in breach of
yes,
the law?
until the Bank of Ghana came out and drew our attention to that. Honestly, otherwise we would have asked them to stop. If we knew that that action contravenes the Banking Act, we would have asked the management to stop that, to stop those things.
But ignorance of the law is no excuse, is it?
Well, because
this is depositors' funds. You see, Prof. No.
But if you don't know, what do we do?
Prof, just a moment. Sorry. These are the funds of depositors who have trusted the bank with the money.
Yes.
And you are supposed to use it prudently.
Yes.
If after using them in a way that is not in contravention, not in line with the law, what would you tell that depositor who trusted you with his money that you don't know?
No, but let's take this specific example that we are talking about. The provision of banking clerks. Okay. Whether the bank itself recruit the personnel there or they outsource somebody to recruit them for them. The important thing is that the clerks must be in place. The question here is that by outsourcing it, the service provider now inflate the cost. And that is the issue. All right? And that is the issue. That's number one. And number two, you are not telling me now that in terms of the Bank of Ghana regulation or the Act, the Unibank was not even allowed to outsource some of its functions. And I'm telling you that particular clause, I don't know.
Was there a lawyer on your board?
Yes, we have the secretary.
The board secretary.
The board secretary was a lawyer.
So isn't he or she supposed to advise the board on the best legal route to take?
She is. She's supposed to advise us.
So would you say this is a failure on her part and by extension on the part of the board?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know whether he was also aware that,
But if she was aware, does that mean that she told the board and the board did not take action?
No, if he was aware, he would have warned the board.
So we can assume she was not aware. You were not aware.
Yeah, of course.
You were not aware.
Well, I was not aware.
But you were supposed
I don't know whether he was not aware.
Prof, you were supposed to be aware, in all fairness.
Honestly, I was not aware.
Why do you think you were not supposed to be aware of the law governing your company's actions?
Because I got in there and that thing was was happening. By the time I joined the board, this outsourcing thing was going on. So it was not something that it came to a time and therefore we have to ask.
But then again, liquidity support was coming into your company.
What you are trying to tell me is that, look, when I joined the board, I should have asked a whole range of questions, things that we're doing, whether they are doing according to the law.
Prof, do you really believe that it was out of place that if you are appointed to a board, you take time to find out if the actions of the company on whose board you serve? No, these were ongoing actions. Yes. You came, they had been approved, and they were ongoing. So I am asking that don't you think that it was prudent that as a member of a board, when you are appointed to the board, you take time to find out if the actions of the company on whose board you are serving are according to the law?
That is true, but that is
and
true.
You didn't do that.
If I think that some transgression will arise from that particular arrangement, then I'll talk about that. But if it's a matter of bank asking somebody to provide them a service that normally they would have to take in anyway, they are asking somebody to provide the service. And I don't have any evidence to show that the cost of the service provision is more than what the bank would have incurred if it was providing that service. Then what is the basis?
No, but you see, no, Prof, you are limiting the issue respectfully, Prof. You are limiting the issue to the cost that the bank incurs.
Yes.
The Bank of Ghana didn't even talk about cost in March. Yes. In March, the Bank of Ghana talked about the legality of the move. Yes. And they said this move was not on, according to the Bank of Ghana law.
Okay.
My question is, you are a board member.
Yes.
And you have come to make sure that things like this don't happen.
Yes.
In fairness. Yes. So you don't need a suspicion that the money we are paying is right or wrong to check if it is according to the law. That is all I am asking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That if I feel that it is a concern,
but you see, do you need to feel a concern before you check?
Of course, because
if the company on whose board you serve is obeying the law.
No, I will check. I will check if the company is disobeying the law. If the company is transgressing the law, then I'll try to find out why the company is doing that and call the company's attention for it to stop. But for me, it's an outsourcing of a service.
You've made that point. You don't see anything wrong with it.
Yes.
And at that point, you didn't see anything wrong with it.
That particular one.
Yes. You raised
so
the point.
that's why I didn't bother to...
Considering the fact that you didn't see anything wrong with a number of these things that went on, but knowing what you know now, excess was paid for some of these services. Yeah.
That was not right.
So you think now that it was not right?
Yes.
And you believe now that if you had the chance, you could have probed it?
Of course.
You would not have allowed it?
No, at all.
In some of these actions that we've raised?
Yes.
Knowing what you know now, do you still think that the decision taken by the Bank of Ghana in March and in July is not right?
Well, I'm not saying that the decision that you take are not right, but all these things that we are talking about are based on the KPMG report, of which a big disclaimer has been put. Okay, so now I don't have evidence to support that what KPMG is saying is correct or not. All right, because one, a copy of the report was also given to me. Two, these things were going on all along. A report was sent.
If these things had happened, Prof, would you believe that the Bank of Ghana has taken the right decision by taking...
Of course, if this thing has happened, and really happened, then the Bank of Ghana would have taken a right decision.
In what it is. And the Bank of Ghana considered, the caveats that we read, the caveat that we keep referring to, it says that this document must be read in that context.
Yes.
And then the Bank of Ghana said that we have read the document. From our reading of the document, this is the best decision.
Yeah, but
so we can safely assume the Bank of Ghana read it in that context, and took the decision.
What was the context?
The context that some of the information given had not been verified. However, some of the information given had been checked with. I don't know what the definition of verified is, to be honest, in that. But you are telling me that with you, for instance, they checked with you. I don't know if that constitutes as a verification, but they checked with you and you gave them a response.
In their case.
Exactly. And so we can safely assume it was done in a number of cases.
That one they checked.
Yes.
That one they checked. And I gave them the response. That one they checked. But for others, I don't know.
We'll take these important messages, and when we come back, we'll wrap up. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Daniel Dazi here. I'm speaking with Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. He represents Unibank. Well, the former Unibank. Stay with us.
Charlie, so it's actually raining and we can't hear any sound. As for this, your house, when it's raining, no sound. When the sun is up, the interior is cool. What roof are you using?
They use Ico Roofing Shingles from Interface Limited. Long lasting and beautiful.
Ico Roofing Shingles. We all for move to Interface and get this Ico Roofing Shingles.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274-999999 or visit our website at www.interfacelimited.com.
If you swipe your First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card as much as Kwesi does, you earn so much free money, you too will be laughing all the way to the bank. Earn free money every time you swipe your First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card. Money does grow on our tray. This is not a promotion. It's a First National Bank thing. Terms, conditions, and rules apply. First National Bank. How can we help you?
I am Dr. Acacia. Acacia gives your workers the best customer service and treatment options when the need arises, keeping them healthier and more productive for your business. Acacia Health Insurance. We place value on those you value.
Welcome to Entrance University College of Health Sciences, the newest health university college here in Ghana, poised to add in value to the pharmaceutical industry in the country. Entrance was set up to meet the high demand for research and in-depth knowledge for pharmacy. We are accredited by the National Accreditation Board, affiliated with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Students have the unique opportunity to a hands-on training with the Entrance University Hospital and the Entrance Pharmaceutical and Research Center. School start in September 2018.
Call us on
050-908-6631 or 050-908-6651. Enroll now. You can locate us at Opoigono off the Spintesh Road, Accra. Entrance University College of Health Sciences, your preferred choice for pharmaceutical and allied health training.
Possibilities. Africa is filled with them. People are going places. Businesses are starting up. Things are happening on our continent every day. And as a forward-looking organization, we believe there's no better time or place to do business than right now in Africa. That's why, as one of the largest companies listed on the JSE Top 40 Index on Africa's largest stock exchange, we deliver world-class expertise to grow businesses. So, if you want to go from local to international, we are a truly African organization with global reach. Absa Group, proudly serving Ghana as Barclays. For more, visit absa.africa. This message is brought to you by Absa Group Limited.
The Busia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, and the entire Busia family invites you to the 40th anniversary lecture celebrating the legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Busia. Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. Come as we celebrate the life and values of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Busia. Special guest of honor, His Excellency the President, Nana Addo-Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The Busia Institute for Rural and Democratic Development, BIRDD, projects and protects the vision, works, and legacy of Dr. Kofi Abrefa Busia, which primarily had to do with rural development, democracy, and education. We entreat all who believe in the vision and values of Dr. Busia to participate in the 40th anniversary lecture. Remember, it's Tuesday, the 28th of August, 3 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. All are welcome.
The Reserve Bank in town, solid and strong, giving you the service you desire. It's commerce, savings, and loans. We give you financial security you deserve through our Susu account, church account, fixed account, kiddie account, and many more. Our duty loan for churches, asset finance, federal loans, and others have interest rates that are perfect for any pocket. At Commerce Savings and Loans, we make life convenient for you. Make payments on all mobile network, pay for DSTV, mobile money, TV license, and many others. Call us on 0302-767-827 or 667-783. Commerce Savings and Loan. We offer you a relationship beyond
Joy 99.7 FM.
For all of humanity, for ordinary people, the working class, and all of the ghetto youth. I want to them leader them. With them tall is the manifesto. Me no know them I like to come see them there. Why them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie. But me no see nothing I want. Them dress up in a suit.
27 minutes past 9 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I'm Daniel Dazi. Our guest today is Professor Newman Kojo Kusi. Professor Kusi is the head of the Institute of Fiscal Studies.
But they're not satisfied.
He also served as a non-executive member of the board of Unibank. We've been talking about exactly what happened leading to the collapse of Unibank. And we'll be taking Prof. Kusi's final comments in a moment before the conversation moves in other directions. But before Prof. Kusi comes back, the internet is like a highway for your business. Have you ever spent hours downloading your business files or missed a tight deadline because of your unreliable internet? Now, that could be a potential opportunity out the window. With MTN Business, your business cruises on the most reliable, high-speed, secure, dedicated internet service in Ghana. Plus, we offer round-the-clock technical support customized just for your business needs. Enjoy premium internet access specially designed for your business today, everywhere you go. Visit mtn.com.gh/business or call 0244 308 111 0244 308 111 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Yeah. Now, for Monday, June 18, First National Bank has been rewarding its customers whenever you use Visa, Debit, Gold, or Platinum cards for transaction online and point-of-sale devices. The message is, yes, money does grow on our tree. So, this is not just a promotion, this is the First National Bank thing. Get yourself a First National Bank Gold or Platinum Visa debit card ready and keep swiping and earn some cool cash rewards in your savings pocket. Now, are you planning your home or office renovation? Kimo Home, your trusted supplier of complete bathrooms, showers, tap mixers, and accessories, has in stock all you need to make your home and office look and feel great. With as little as 38 Ghana cedis, you can buy yourself a bathroom accessory, and with 585 Ghana cedis, you can get a WC from world-class brands like Ideal Standard. All these have fantastic modern features and warranties, so rush now to their showrooms at South Industrial Area, close to STC or Mechanical Lloyd or the Spintex branch opposite Energy Bank, or chat with them on WhatsApp 0244 030 411 0244 030 411. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Kimo Home, KIMOHOME, for great deals. Kimo Home, better life through better quality. Let me come back and wrap up. It's exactly 9:30. Let me come back and wrap up with Prof. Newman Kojo Kusi. Prof, let me ask these couple of questions very, very quickly. In the first place, have any of your shareholders, have any of management's members been invited by Yoko?
I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware of any invitation by Yoko? Okay. Loads of listeners' questions coming through on our WhatsApp console, but we would have to ask these quickly. Was the board ever aware of the bad state of finances at the bank? No. You've said that you were not aware. I mean, who do you think should be blamed for the state that the bank is in? No.
The state what bank was in?
The state that the bank was in when, at the time, with all these revelations that we know, who do you think should be blamed? You've said that if you could go back, you look at these, but who do you think should be blamed? Who do you think was responsible?
I don't know. I don't know who should be blamed, because there's the Bank of Ghana. That supervises the bank. There's the shareholder. There's the board of directors, and there's management. Okay. And if what all is they're saying, if these things that they're saying are true and can be proved, then the blame cannot be apportioned to any one particular person. It means that all of us, from Bank of Ghana down to this, have not done our work. So it cannot be placed on any one particular.
So we can't place it on any particular person?
Yeah.
Would you then say that it's unfair, the calls for prosecution and the calls for probe?
Well, if there's a cause of provision, the police or whoever is going to that will go into the issue and then do its own investigation before establish who to prosecute and who to probe.
Right. Professor Newman Kojo Kusi was my guest this morning. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. You're still listening to the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
No matter what the CEO them a say, we dress up in a suit and tie in a them board meetings. I plan to lay off couple of with this evening. Me prefer to be independent like Marcus Garvey said in his teachings. Them dress up in a suit and tie, suit and tie.
Get to you they cry, opposition they cry.
27 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll take 3 messages. We'll take the messages after we come back from this. So many of you have been sending such interesting text messages. We'll be reading them on the show. Stay with us, but we'll take these important messages. We'll be right back. This is the Super Morning Show.
Hi, I'm Karen Nakamba, a Zambian student of Blue Crest School of Fashion and Design. I started my boutique few years back called Africa Wala, and soon I realized that there is a huge difference between sewing and fashion design. Now I proudly call myself a designer, and thanks to Blue Crest School of Fashion and Design for making me what I am today. I believe my commitment coupled with professional training from Blue Crest is the key to my success. Watch me at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week 2018.
Choose Blue Crest College. For admission, call or WhatsApp 0263 011 390 or 207-783. Visit our website bluecrest.edu.gh. Blue Crest College. Education for life.
How are you doing, my brother? I'm having problems as an architect getting quality security products on the market. Asa Abloy is your one-stop shop for your needs. They have strong padlocks with double locking systems. They also have security doors, hydraulic door closers, hinges, and mechanical locks, pull handles for glass, wooden, and aluminium doors. Also in stock are the Yale Smart Home Alarm System. They have access control for offices, residents, and schools, hotel electronic locks, and safes. You can find Asa Abloy in Accra, adjacent MTN office on the 11th lane, Osu, Takrade, Kumasi, Tamale. You can reach Asa Abloy on 0302-778-029 or 050-133-9085 for further details.